Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's happening, people? Guys, welcome back to the show for the people that understand the facts divided by feelings equals failure. I'm Cliff, I'm your host, and we've got a really fucking packed docket for you today. This should be good, filled with a lot of shit talking. But before we get to that, if you want to help me out, get these words out, get these truths out. I should say, if you want to help us out, because I have a permanent co-host now in Dave Anderson. But if you want to help us out, get these words out, get these truths out, you can follow me on Instagram at SavagelyLOUD. That is where I'm most active. On that page, you're going to find two links. One of those links is to the Savagely Loud podcast page. If you could follow me there too, that would be greatly appreciated, as that will inevitably be my backup page. The other link you're going to find down there is a simple link tree. Anywhere you want to see my bullshit or hear my rants, you can find it there, easy peasy. Outside of that, Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast. Please don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, please. And last but not least, you can email me in at savagelyloud@gmail.com if you have any questions, communications, comments. If you want to guarantee that I see your communication, please email me in. Like, comment, and share the material, please, for the love of everything that you love. Please help us out. Like, comment, share the material, rate and review the shows. You've got a second in your day that you can help us out, because we've got hours and hours that we're helping out the world, and you love our content. We love that you love it, and we love you for supporting us. So just do that one little extra thing for us. It would be greatly appreciated. That all being said, I am joined today, like I said, by my permanent co-host now, Big Dave Anderson. The Viking is in the house. How are we doing today, Dave?
Oh, I'm just tired and just going through it, and it's another day. I woke up today, so that's good.
It is another fucking day. Let everybody know where they can find you at, Dave.
All right, everybody, you can find me on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube as well, at The Hammer Drops. When you're over on Facebook or Instagram, make sure you follow me there and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. But up in the bio, you can find a couple links. One that takes you right to the website, thehammerdrops.com, and another one with the link tree where you can go there and you can find this beautiful face and all my rants all over the internet.
And the googly-eyed seeing shit straight, motherfucker.
That's right. This googly-eyed motherfucker sees shit straight, so you have no excuse.
So, as it turns out, let's just dive into it. I got a couple of things I want to talk about today. First and foremost, so I've been coming under attack lately because I am very staunchly in the middle, right? I'm not. I do, however, lean very heavily right on most broad spectrum ideals and theories, theologies, and this kind of shit. However, I have a fucking problem calling myself a conservative, because when you label yourself, you then remove all of the you remove all of your vision, your perspective, your peripheral vision to everything that's happening, and you start only focusing on your team. That's my problem with just calling myself a conservative. The other problem I have with calling myself a conservative is because, let's be honest, I know a lot of people don't want to admit it, but the conservatives are selling us up the river just like the fucking Democrats are. And I did a video just the other day, and I posed this question. I said, if these parties, okay, we've got the two-party system in America. One party is quote-unquote evil, and one party is quote-unquote good. And anybody that's listening to this can leave that open to their own interpretation. But let me ask you this. If one party was truly evil and one party was truly good, and they weren't working together, don't you believe that after 250 years of American existence, one party, the good party, would have conquered the evil party if they weren't working together? And that question that question has gotten me some fucking shit.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, people just want to be that close-minded and just like have the blinders on that tightly, not to realize that both sides are out to fuck them.
These people are so fucking addicted to being part of a team
Jesus.
that they can't see that the team they're on is fucking them too. Like when you have like everybody wants to say, I have a problem with the government. Great. But then you start talking about the problems in the government, and then when you like if you know this person is a conservative, right? You start talking about all the problems in the government, you can line this up. I'm gonna fucking give you the fucking playbook for exposing the stupidity and the hypocrisy in all people right now. Listen up.
Let's do it.
If you're talking to a conservative, right? You know they're a conservative. It's very obvious. They're always obvious. It's obvious that if they're a liberal, it's obvious if they're a conservative. But let's just say you're taking a conservative. You're talking to a conservative. You start laying out the points because they got a problem with the government, right? So you start laying out points that like the Democrats are fucking things up and they're like, yeah, Democrats are fucking it up. Yeah, the government's fucked. Then just start sprinkling in little problems with the conservative party or little problems that the conservative party has caused within our government or little fucking historical events that have happened based on the conservative party voting certain ways to fuck the American people, and watch that motherfucker fold up like a lawn chair. No, I just don't think you get it. I don't think you understand that because that had to happen. Why did it have to happen that way? Well, because it was the reasons over there, the valid ones, the really good ones, those ones. That's why it had to happen.
Which ones?
But yeah, exactly. Nobody's ever got the fucking answer. Nobody's ever got the information because they started out the conversation right. I have a problem with the government, but I am also addicted to my abuser. It's Stockholm syndrome. Like every one of these motherfuckers claiming party alliance or allegiance, you guys got Stockholm syndrome. Like you are addicted to loving your abuser.
Well, let's look at, okay. All right. Let's call the conservatives out here real quick. A couple of things that were promised during this election cycle. Okay. Let's talk about voter ID registration or voter ID laws, stuff like that. We've had control of the House, the Senate, the presidency, and a very strong lead in the Supreme Court, and yet no voter ID laws whatsoever as they promised. And you don't hear any conservatives bitching and moaning about that.
Nope.
What about the fact that they ran on, no more money for Ukraine, no more money, it's about America first, and it's been more about fucking foreign policy. And yet not one conservative will fucking speak up on it.
How about no more foreign wars? We don't need no more wars. And the first administration that we had with the Trump administration, the first one was awesome. We didn't have any wars. So why wouldn't we vote for him again? Because he proved it to us. He didn't want any wars. He didn't give us any wars. He was the only fucking president in American history that didn't give us a fucking war. So we voted for him. And now it's like from day 3 in the office, he has done nothing but try to get us into wars with everybody.
Yeah, and it's like he's rolling back on everything that he ran on. This is not just Trump, but it's also the fucking House, House Republicans and the Senate Republicans that all were in line and agreed to it. I know the Epstein files was a big thing. At first everybody's running, yeah, we're going to release all the Epstein files. We're going to release it. It's been like trying to pull fucking teeth to get them. So we get them and they're heavily redacted. Like we all knew that was going to happen because why the fuck would the government want to give out the list? For that, they're not going to do it. It's just like the JFK assassination. We know who was involved in it. Allegedly, we know who was involved with it, but we'll never truly know. And that's just how the government plays you. They make these fucking promises, and either side of the aisle fall for it. And that's where us middle guys come in, because we see the things from both sides, because we don't have those fucking blinders on. We're not idly, fucking bowing down to a politician. We're calling those politicians out for their bullshit because that's what needs to be fucking done. And, this goes for all you patriots out there. You claim to be a patriot, but are you a fucking patriot? Are you? Because you're not fucking calling out both sides.
Nobody knows what that fucking word means anymore.
No, it's fucking ridiculous. Don't come at us or, people that say that we're far fucking middle, because we have the brain power and the intelligence to realize that both sides of the fucking aisle are out here to fucking screw us.
Yeah, well, it's us that are the patriots. These fucking patriots that continuously side with one of these teams, because there are multiple teams. There's liberals and there's Democrats. There's conservatives and there's Republicans. There's libertarians and who knows what the fuck they actually believe in, because all they do is just talk massive amounts of shit about everybody while also being addicted to being on a team. But here's the funny thing about libertarians, and everybody was like, how can they talk so much shit? How can they talk so much shit? I'm going to let you know how they talk so much shit and why they get away with it and why they're so confident in doing it. Libertarians talk a lot of shit because they know that the two-party structure of America will never allow them to win anything. So they'll never be in a position where they actually have to come through on everything that they've ever said. So it's easy to just use words to fucking put out there. It's easy to just say this should have happened, that should have happened, this shouldn't have happened, this needs to be done, that needs to be not done. And no, you're in a position of never having to prove that you wouldn't do it.
Right. No, exactly. It blows my mind that people fall for it. It's just it's like, we refer to it as watching a fucking movie, but all it is one huge psyop. And, it blows my mind that so many people are falling for it. It really does. And
I think what's really important to understand for all you people watching, listening, when I say, or when Dave says, or when anybody that's, quote unquote in the middle, when we say y'all motherfuckers are just stupid for fucking being so addicted to being part of the team, that's not actually us hating you. That's not actually us turning our back on you. That's us just trying to shock your system into waking up, which is why it's the same principle of why I do my content, my racial and cultural commentary. Lately we've been in politics because that's the only fucking thing happening because the world's about to go at war, which we're about to get in this episode. But there's two ways to get the truth out of somebody. You got to get them drunk or you got to get them pissed. And I can't get people drunk on the internet, so I got to get them pissed. When people get pissed off, they start thinking with different parts of their brain. And one of the best things that happens when people get pissed off is when they start mouthing off while their brain is actually thinking something else, and then their brain rolls this one thought into their mouth, and then it comes out, and you just get to watch all the walls fall down. They're like, and this other fucking blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
I've literally had that a few times with people, and then I start laughing at them. It's just like, now are you awake? And then automatically like, holy shit, I didn't realize all of that. And it just like wakes them up. It's like a light bulb just goes off.
Yeah. We're here because we care. I'm telling you this shit because I care. I'm telling you this shit because you're not seeing the shit that we fucking see. The people that are not staunchly addicted to being on a team, we see the fucking things clearly. And it has to do with the video I did, the same video the other day. I said, let me break this down for you in case you didn't see my content. Okay. We've all been in a situation in our lives, right, where we have a friend, a family member, an acquaintance of some sort, and they're going through something traumatic. So let's just call it a breakup or a divorce. This person will come to you and they'll be like, oh my God, I just don't know what I'm doing, what's happening. I don't know if he's going to leave. I don't know if she's going to leave. I think they're leaving. What am I going to do? I'm so distraught. Oh my God, help me out. I need your advice. I need your help. So you give it to them. You tell these people because you care everything they need to hear, not the things, the fun things, the comforting things, the fucking make you feel warm and fuzzy inside things that you think they want to hear. No, you tell them what they need to hear, and that helps them to begin the process of healing and coming back down to a functional reality where they're not so in their head or in their heart. They can see the reality, they see the world, and they go, that's a really good take on things. I really appreciate your advice. You seem to have a really good grasp on this. What happens? You tell that person, of course I have a really good grasp on this thing because I have the luxury of not being involved in it. When I'm not involved in something, I can then have a 30,000-foot overview of the situation without a feeling, an emotion, or a bias to either side of the conflict. When I don't have that bias, it allows me to see things clearly. And when I see things clearly, I can then convey the points to you in a clear and rational manner that you can understand and palate so that you can fucking implement into your own life and get better.
Right.
But this doesn't never apply to politics, though. When it comes to politics, this will go for everything out there. But when it comes to politics, everybody that's in the fight, the Democrats, liberals, conservatives, and Republicans that are down in the trenches in the fight, they all want to then say, because it's on this topic now, I'm the one that sees things clearly. I'm the one that's looking at this from a non-biased perspective and looking only at logic and rationale. I'm the fucking one. You can't be the one. You cannot be in the middle of a fight and see things clearly. You cannot be in the middle of a battle, in the middle of a war, crawling through the fucking trenches, taking heat, taking bullets, taking arrows, and see things clearly. You just can't. You see things through the lens of your team, which sees the other team as the opposition, as the predatory fucking thing that's coming after you that you have to stop. The people in the middle that are looking down at all of this shit happening are the ones that have a non-biased view. Then when we come out and we say our fucking spiel to try to get you guys to just stop for a second, to understand the war you guys have going with each other, you both are saying is for the future of America. But what neither one of you are understanding is the war that you are in, that you are saying is for the future of America, is erasing the future of America because you're devastating everything in the wake of your fucking battles. We're coming out here trying to tell you to stop the bullshit, listen up just for a moment, and see if we can't get through to you on a level that would make you focus more on the American people rather than your team winning.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly. And what I think is funny is, like, you know, they try to say, you know, like, I just want to, you know, go back on what you're saying about how they say when it comes to a talking point, when it comes to certain talking points where they'll be like, oh, this is where, you know, we're right. But it's like, you know, you can go to a lot of these conservative podcasters and all that stuff, and it's really, like you said, it's seeing it through that lens, seeing it through the conservative way of thinking, and you never hear anything that opposes it. It's always for it. It's never opposing nothing. It's like, don't you guys like question anything?
Right.
You know, I think the only thing that that both conservatives, independents, and all that stuff get on the same page with, which I find funny, is when they constantly say it's for our democracy. And then I just sit there and I scratch my head. It's like, y'all realize we're a constitutional republic, right? We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional fucking republic. Big fucking difference.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you not know this? How do you not realize that?
Well, it's generations of indoctrination. It's generations, and even if you subtracted that, you boiled that all the way down, it's a daily inundation with terminology. Mm-hmm. This shit is my buddy Jackson Price says it best. He calls it shit. What does he call it? Like it's like lyrical. Oh fuck! I wish I could fucking remember what he calls it. It's awesome. It's like linguistic witchcraft or some shit. Okay. But it's basically using language to put everybody under a spell. And that's what this is. Like, you just inundate people every single fucking day with the terminology that you want used, and then they'll start using it. And as they start using it, you can then redefine the definition of those terms, and then they'll start believing the new definition. And pretty soon the old definition went the fuck away, and we never knew it as the old definition.
Right. Well, I think they want to get rid of of the whole constitutional republic, us being known as that, because it's easier for them to do what they need to do by saying it's for democracy. You know what I'm saying? That to me, it just seems like they want to get rid of those key words for those reasons. Because once you get rid of certain key words and certain phrases, it's much, much easier to gain control over the populace.
Oh, absolutely. And it's so much better to have control of a population that doesn't think. It doesn't question. It only gets up and works, or it gets up and hurts itself. Either one of those is just fine with the government because they have full control. If you just get up and work, they don't ever have to worry about anything. They're getting the fucking money that they're not owed, and everything is hunky-dory for the government while it just crumbles continuously for the people. If you're the kind of people that you're in a society fuck many across the globe, that you only get up and y'all fucking hurt each other all day, y'all fight each other. That's fine by them too, because they don't give a fuck, because then they have the control and they know they can come in here and fucking start taking heads off with golf clubs right in the middle of the street and nobody's gonna say anything. But if you tried that shit in a country with 250 million first-rate minds, your ass is gonna have some fucking problems on your hands. You try that shit.
Oh, exactly. They don't want people. They don't want free thinkers. They don't want people like us. And see, here's the other thing that people need to really realize, because when you have the left, the right, you have those commentators, those speakers, podcast influencers, whatever you want to call them, that will spew the rhetoric of either side and usually allegedly get paid by either side that they're spewing the rhetoric for. When it comes down to it, folks, I'm going to be brutally honest here with you. When it comes down to it, who do you think the government will go after first? Do you think they're going to go after a conservative, somebody that's talking the talking points of, say, the right, the right wing of the bird, or the persons that are talking on the left wing? No, they're going to come after the people that are in the middle, like us, that are actually facilitating these conversations and bringing, because we see everything as a whole, not just with blinders on.
We stop.
They'll more likely come after, they're more likely to come after us and not the others, because we can't be bought. You think if a conservative think tank or something like that, like, hey, we want to give you some money, but we want you to spew this kind of stuff. Do you think people like us are going to be like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll take your fucking money and we'll spew whatever you want. No, we're going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We're not giving you control, where you other motherfuckers are willing to give up your control for that paycheck. That's another huge difference between us and them.
Right. Well, and you brought up a really good point there. It's, think back to the first Trump presidency, okay? And I understand if you're a conservative, which you probably are, you're listening to this, and it seems like we're really getting on your asses. We're not calling you piles of shit, and we're not fucking, and the Democrats are unfucking savable. The liberals are the fucking most retarded motherfuckers on the face of the planet. There's no saving the liberals. There is, however, the ability and opportunity to save you guys from fucking, because you guys are worth saving. So just bear with us, But you brought up a really good point there. So let's think back to the first Trump presidency. Do you remember why most people that did fall in love with Trump said the one reason, the very particular reason that most people said they loved Trump? Do you remember what they used to say? They used to say it's because everybody hated him. Both sides hate Trump, and that's why we like him. But what are we seeing now, motherfuckers? What are we seeing now? You get motherfuckers like me coming out here in the middle, and both sides fucking hate me. Both sides hate me. And you use that as an argument to love Trump, but now that's not good. Now, because both sides hate me, I'm some sort of something that can't get along with nobody. Like, how the ability to do the amount of mental gymnastics that it takes for you motherfuckers to use the argument here but not here is unreal. And that's what I see again on both sides of this fucking aisle, both sides of this center line. Whether you're a liberal or a Democrat or a liberal Democrat or anything that opposes that on the fucking other side, you all are using the same tactics. The argument that worked over here for you does not now work over here for them. And it's only because they're using it. And it's the particular time it's in and whose opinion it bolsters, whose fucking rally it bolsters. Nope. That doesn't go for my side. That doesn't go for my side. We can't use that. We can't say that. No. I mean, am I wrong? Like,
no, you're not. It's so funny that it's so like obvious, and I don't mean to laugh about it, because I myself, I will lean more conservative on certain like voting ways, because they at least have their marbles still there and they're not all fucking rocking around like fucking libtards, It's like, So I mean, they sometimes make sense, but I think another, big problem with any politician is they make promise, 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 and they never deliver. And then yet nobody fucking talks about it. Nobody brings it up. It doesn't matter if it's on the left or the right. It's people like us that bring those points up. Like, hey, well, what about this? They promised this. Did you get it? Well, no. How do you feel about your vote now? And the funny thing is 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh, I'm still okay with it.
Yeah. I got this over here now. So, he's talking about doing this over here. So, I guess we can let that go.
He's talking about giving us $2,000 for, the tariffs. So I'm okay with it. Are you?
How many people became okay with everything as soon as he said, I might write everybody a $2,000 check? And now the Supreme Court's like, you ain't writing no fucking checks, homie. We got to fucking look at this because you might have to refund all that shit. It's like $290 billion or something that you've got to refund now.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, man, that's okay. They'll get their money back one way or another, and it's going to be through taxes and all that stuff. You're going to be paying more for everything. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, heaven forbid the prices come down, but I mean, that's another story.
Yeah. Yeah. Gas prices were good on Wednesday. They went back to bad, right at Thursday on, but they were good on Wednesday. So he did bring the prices down.
Just before the weekend, and then they skyrocket back up. It's like,
and it all comes back to mental gymnastics. Why, guys? Just why? You guys, okay, conservative people, you guys are the most logical motherfuckers out here. You really are. Okay. And I lean 99% conservative on everything. Like, you're the most logical motherfuckers out here. But how come when it comes to just turning your back on the system, you're like, I can't get away from it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta be part of this team. This team's right. That team's wrong.
It's
you guys
FOMO,
realize what's that?
It's FOMO. It's FOMO, fear of missing out.
Oh yeah, it's like and everybody has and then everybody comes around and talks about revolution. You motherfuckers, when the fuck did a revolution happen as a part of the system? You fucking idiots.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because half these motherfuckers, if that was to happen, they'll be curled up in their fucking basement somewhere. They wouldn't be out there doing what they say they're gonna fucking do. I'm sorry, I don't see it. You have all these people, big words behind a camera, big words on the fucking, keyboard warriors. But when shit gets real, you guys are going to fall in line just like everybody else.
You got about 150 liberals that will come fighting with actual guns and maybe some sort of training, 150 to 200, not 1,000, just 150 to 200 nationwide. And then you've got about, I don't know, maybe a third, maybe stretching here, a third of the people that call themselves conservatives that will actually fucking stand up and make shit happen. Then you've got all the fucking people in the middle that are tired of both of you. Mm-hmm. Well, then we're going to have to fucking pick a side, and our side is going to be on the side of America, and we're going to start thinking about how you guys ruined everything. Like, we only got into a fucking revolution. We only got into a civil war because of you motherfuckers that are addicted to being on a fucking team. Think about this. Let's take taxes. This is another great fucking example that I've been fucking dealing with. Everybody comes out, well, if nobody paid their fucking taxes, the government would be fucked. Well, if nobody fucking voted, nobody fucking claimed membership to a fucking team, the government would also be fucked. But when I bring up that idea, when I bring up everybody, I mean everybody, libs, fucking Dems, Republicans, conservatives, everybody, libertarians, when I bring up the idea, the notion that of everybody just turning their back on the fucking system for 1 year. You're not a Democrat anymore. You're an American. You're not a conservative anymore. You're an American. You're not a libertarian anymore. You're an American. You're not African American. You're American. You're not white American. You're not Mexican American. You're not female American. You're not gay American. If you're just fucking American for 1 year and you look at what's going to benefit you as an American, when I bring that idea up, I'm a fucking lunatic. But in the same breath, they'll tell us, if nobody paid taxes, the government would be fucked.
Yeah, tell me how that works out for y'all when you don't pay taxes.
Yeah, well, you go to debtor's prison. Good job.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, you're going to lose everything. I mean, you think the government's not going to come after their money. They're going to come after their money.
The government steals and hates competition.
Yes, exactly. They're gonna get their fucking piece of the pie one way or another. And I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, oh, I'm not gonna pay my taxes. Okay, don't pay your taxes. Let me know in a year how that worked out for you.
Right. And don't get me wrong. Now, okay, so let's break that tax thing down, because there is an angle that a lot of these big motherfuckers are using to fuck a lot of these little motherfuckers. Now, when it comes to fucking taxes, you look like you got something to say.
Yeah, well, if people actually realized in the Constitution it's actually illegal for the federal taxes the way they are, maybe people might actually start waking up and actually read the Constitution.
Well, that's also why that's why all the tax laws are worded the way they are, is because technically, if you read the tax laws, this is all voluntary. We only pay taxes because we agree to pay taxes. That's the way it's worded. However, really funny situation about how the government can just do whatever the fuck the government wants. It's voluntary, but if you don't do it, you get penalized. You go to debtor's prison. You get your wages garnished. You get your properties taken. You get your fucking assets and your bank accounts seized. But it's a voluntary system. But now, let's get back to this whole thing about paying taxes and not paying taxes. So first and foremost, rich people are telling all the poor people not to pay their fucking taxes. Rich people have found the loopholes that because they can afford to pay somebody to find these loopholes. And it takes a lot of money to play the system. It really does. It takes a lot of money in assets so that you can fucking shell game your money everywhere to avoid these taxes. And they do that exquisitely. But what they want, as these rich people that don't pay taxes or pay less taxes than they should be paying, and I'm not saying they should their whole fair share air quote bullshit. I'm just saying if we pay this percent, they don't pay that percent. They just don't, because they find loopholes. They'll launder their money through charities and write-offs and fucking new equipment that never got bought. I understand. I know the people that do this. Like, I have a lot of friends that own really big businesses. Now, these rich people are telling all the people not to pay their fucking taxes because those rich people want more fucking money. They're not losing by the poor people not paying their taxes, but the poor people are losing because they will then go to fucking debtor's prison. They'll get their wages or their assets garnished. They'll get their property seized, all this other shit. Well, now, this is how the rich people are getting away with this, because you can say, I can fucking sue you. I can fucking sue you for telling me as a financial advisor to not pay my taxes. When I get fucked, I can sue you because you gave me that advice and you're a professional. So this is how they're getting around it. In the whispers, in the shadows, these people that are telling people not to pay their fucking taxes, they're not actually telling you to not pay your taxes. They're actually, what they're doing is they're telling you to defer your tax payment. So instead of saying, what they're saying is don't pay your taxes, don't pay your taxes, don't pay your taxes. But then in the fine print, when they whisper, they say, just don't pay them all year long and then pay them at the end of the year, so that they're fucked. The government's fucked all year long by not getting the money in, but then you're not fucked because you did send your payment in. This is how they're getting around it, because there's a lot of fucking people saying, well, what the fuck? I mean, how do we not pay our taxes? Like, how does this work? When we have all these laws that say what will happen to us if we don't pay our taxes.
Right.
They don't want to get they don't want to get sued. They don't want to put their ass on the line. They don't want to go to fucking prison for giving out all this bad advice. So they just tell you, don't pay them all year long. That's what we meant. Pay them. Definitely pay them. Continue paying into the system, because if you don't continue paying into the system, they're going to come more heavily after the wealthy and the rich. So you're just pay them at the end of the year. Defer the payment, not pay.
Okay, so defer the payment. Now you get charged interest, fines, all that stuff. Are they even mentioning that in the whole aspect of it?
Oh, of course not.
Because when you defer, folks, you get charged daily. You get a daily interest charge, and you'll see your tax dollars. Like, you can go to any state and see what you owe, whatever, and you'll see it climbing every fucking day. Every day. It's going to keep climbing. It's going to keep climbing. So when it comes time at the end of the year to pay your fair share of taxes, not only are you going to be paying what you thought you were paying, but now you're going to be paying even more because you let it slide for the whole year. You're paying interest. You're paying fees for deferring everything. Use your fucking brains, guys.
Right. And you're
giving the government more money at that point.
Yeah. It's like these motherfuckers are fighting for the government. That's why you don't trust anybody you fucking hear unless they're anti-government. They're not saying, and it's anti-government in the rightest ways. Anti-government, pro-people. These motherfuckers are anti-government, anti-people. Give me my money. Shut the fuck up.
Well, here, let's put it in fucking terms that everybody can understand really easy. You have a car, right? You buy a brand new car. You miss a payment. What happens? You get a late charge, right? Your interest keeps going on those payments. And you want to defer that payment. Well, guess what? You have to pay to defer a payment on your vehicle. And you're going to have that added interest along with that fee and all that stuff that goes at the back end of the loan and all that stuff. It's the same fucking principle.
Yeah.
You're just giving more of your hard-earned money to like the government or different entities just because you want to be stupid and be like, I'm going to stop paying my taxes.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Like when it comes to the fucking, like the whole system is built to keep you in debt. If they keep you in debt, they keep you working. So, and if they keep you working, they keep you distracted. But when it comes to the car payment thing, that's why we got all this sudden, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. They, instead of like, if you defaulted on your car loan, right? Like you missed 3 payments, they would come repo it. Now what they do is they give you the option to just take those payments and put them on the back of the loan. The reason they did that, instead of just coming to get the shit because you didn't fucking pay for it, is because they lost money every time they came and got that motherfucker. Because now they came and got it. You missed a couple of payments. They came and got it. Now it's worth way less than it ever fucking was before. Yep. And they have to sell it at a fucking way hugely discounted rate. So they're losing all sorts of money. Now what happens is they put those payments on the back of the loan. They make you keep the loan. They never have to nix the loan. They never have to pay anybody to go through it. They never have to shut it down and start it up and shut it down and start it up. They just keep gaining interest because now your interest rate went up. Because you've got this payment that is still collecting interest. Those 3 payments that are on the back of the loan, that shit don't get paid off first when you make that next payment. No, they still collect late fees and they still collect charges and they still collect more interest on those payments that are on the back of the fucking loan. And you have no fucking idea unless you dig into the shit. This is the system. The whole thing is to keep you indebted to the fucking system so that you stay a slave to it.
And I'll tell you what, I'm one step closer to being out of the debt to the system. I got a car payment. I got a mortgage payment. That's it. I paid off every fucking credit card that me and the wife have. And I'll tell you what, the credit card companies are up our ass to like, hey, we're going to give you more credit. Here's another credit card. All this shit, like trying to offer. It's like, nope, I don't think so. If I can't pay cash for it, I don't fucking need it.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing with the credit card companies is how come if you make a payment, your fucking credit score goes down? You know how many fucking times my credit score drops because I make a car payment? Oh, the balance on your fucking 2024 yada yada, it fucking went down by $600. Your credit score dropped by 3 points too because of that. Now if you could just kindly go put something on your credit card so that we can make interest money off of that, that would be fantastic, and then we'll raise your credit score back up.
Oh, well, I mean, I think the whole finance industry, that could be a whole other show because I mean, that's just, I mean, they just want to keep you enslaved, keep you working, and like you said, just keep those blinders on so you're just focused on everything else but what's actually happening. I mean, and that's all they're doing. That
statement right there is exactly why everything in the world is going to go to shit here pretty soon, based on the new actions that we just fucking heard about, and that could very well lead to a world war. I know everybody wants to throw that World War III thing around, but this is pretty fucking close. Now, if you haven't heard, Sunday morning I heard the news that Donald Trump was going to go to fucking. He issued the order to the military to begin invasion plans for Greenland. And when he did that, France and Germany and another few NATO countries said, we're going to station our troops in Greenland to fight America. And then NATO got involved as an entity and said, we're going to fight America. And now we've got this situation on our hands that could very well lead to world war. Now, it might be different by the time this airs. It's going to be, because it's always a couple of days before before we air this shit. But as it stands right now, it's looking like America's about to take on Denmark, France, Germany, all of NATO, maybe Russia, maybe China, maybe North Korea, pretty much all of the fucking Middle East. Yeah, this is looking bad for America.
Yeah, no, that will not be a very good situation if that happened, because there's no way in hell we're going to beat all those countries. I know our military, we got a great military, but we're so spread thin right now. It's not even funny.
Well, we've got some of the lowest numbers that we've ever had as far as troops in our military. Our military is fucking everywhere but at home where it should be. It's, and now we've spent the last 30 fucking years trying to get everybody's guns away from them here. So when foreign boots hit the soil, because those are whispers in the back channels now, is, and that's the thing that makes me most nervous. Any one of these fucking countries, like France, want to take out America, go fuck yourself. We will walk over your fucking country in a matter of fucking days. Same thing with fucking any other fucking country outside of Russia and China. But now we've got this issue where, we could be facing one of these, an enemy of my enemy is a friend kind of situations. So we've got NATO, all the NATO countries. And what's to say that, because NATO wants control of the whole world. This is very obvious. Yes. They've stated it outright. NATO wants control of the whole world. They want to be the global empire leader. What's to say if NATO believes that they can't work an angle with China, Russia, and North Korea to maybe, I don't know, insert that central bank into your countries and will assist you if you want to put old Mother America in her place for being the world police for the last 60 fucking years or better. We would do that. So what's to stop NATO countries from joining up with Russia and China and North Korea? Because we have to admit something to ourselves as Americans that a lot of Americans have and accept, but a lot of Americans don't. And that very simple fact is that most other countries don't like us. They don't like us. It's not they don't like us for our freedom. It's not they don't like us for our freedom of speech or freedom of religion. They don't like us because we don't have we have parties on Friday nights. They don't like us because we act like the world fucking police. Yep. Caveat, if nobody policed the world, imagine how it would fucking be right now. If there was never a threat to Russia, to China, to Iran or Iran, like everybody fucking yells at me to say it. It's a fucking accent. Fuck off. If nobody was in place to check those countries specifically and a few other ones, what would this world look? This motherfucker would already be China. It would already be China. China would own the whole fucking world.
Well, China, I mean, I've done a lot of research into China and the CCP and stuff like that. And I can promise you all, it doesn't take much but a simple Google search to look up this stuff. But everything that is here in the United States, everybody's home, everything has already been earmarked for Chinese residents. My home, your home, you listening, you watching this at home, your home has actually been already designated for a Chinese family, because China wants the United States for the farmland and all that stuff. Okay. That's obvious because that's why China's buying up a whole bunch of farmlands here. Russia wants Canada. So with those two get together, Russia's going to take over Canada. If everything went down the way they wanted to, Russia would take Canada, China would take the US. Only problem with that is well, and the biggest hurdle for that to even happen, I mean, it can happen up in Canada because their gun laws and all that stuff, but here in the United States, it's very hard. The only thing that has saved this country from foreign boots on our, on our soil is the fact that we have the Second Amendment. Yeah. That's the only thing that's saving us.
I forgot what Chinese or Asian, I think it was Chinese, but what leader it was, but that said, I'm going to butcher the phrase, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. They said, you can't invade America because there's a rifle behind every blade of grass.
Oh, fuck up. I know who you're talking about, and actually, I have his speech on my website.
Oh,
I
that's
have that
awesome.
whole speech on my website
Yeah.
because I found that, but yeah, and he's exactly right because behind every blade of grass, there's going to be a rifle. That's why you can't invade us. That's why the push has been for more stricter gun control to try to take away, the higher magazines
Yep.
and for rifles and stuff like that. There's a purpose for fucking everything, and again, everybody falls for it, and it's like, but that's the only thing that's saving our ass right now.
Well, and that's another fucking testament to how stupid the fucking American people are, really, when it comes to the gun laws. High capacity magazines, we got to get them banned. We got to get them banned. What is the definition of high capacity magazine? Because every time I see somebody saying we need to get rid of high capacity magazines and they fucking holding magazines up, they're always holding up magazines of ARs and AKs. That's a 30 round magazine. That is a standard capacity magazine. 30, just because it holds 30 rounds doesn't mean it's high capacity. High capacity magazine means it's designated for more capacity than the standard issue magazine. But yet Americans are like, oh yeah, nobody needs 30 bullets. Nobody needs a high capacity magazine with 30 bullets. It's terminology. Words are important, people. Wake the fuck up.
Well, now let me put it to you this way. Now, say the military, they have 30 round magazines, right? And they want to have every, for lawful law-abiding citizens to only have a 10-round magazine. What does that mean? That means that you're going to have to load up faster and more often than a military will.
Oh yeah.
Think about it.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's pretty fucking simple to think about. If your military has the capacity for more and they want you to have capacity for less, that should be a big fucking red flag for everybody.
Oh yeah, well, but you again, you fall back into your indoctrination with these people. You say something like that. You say something like the military is going to come in. The American military is going to come through America and fucking do this, and that. You get all the people. No, the American military wouldn't do that to its own people. They're us. We're them. Like we're the same people. They're our neighbors. Yes, they fucking will. I'll prove this to you because you said the same thing about cops. And what happened in 2019? The little COVID virus came in and we watched what happened with the cops. The cops fucking putting people in prison for being outside, for putting people in fucking prison and ruining their lives and giving them a permanent record for not wearing a mask. We watched cops beating on fucking elderly people in the fucking streets of the city, literally beating elderly people. These fucking piece of shit cops did every fucking thing that the system told them to do. And you want to fucking believe now that the military won't do the same fucking thing? You're out of your fucking mind. When it comes down to it, the fucking American people are going to be on our fucking own. We are not going to have our American military. We are not going to have our American government. And we are not going to be giving a fuck about whose side is on who. We're not going to give a fuck whether you voted red or blue. We're not going to give a fuck if you want to act like you got a dick, but you don't. We are only going to be giving a fuck about fighting the motherfuckers that are coming from every goddamn direction with the intention, sole intention of killing and wiping out every last fucking American person.
Yep. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, NATO, we all know that NATO is a big problem, right?
Yeah.
NATO wants to take control over everything. Well, doesn't that sound a little familiar, like the New World Order, one world government, one world religion, one world army?
Well, that's why I call Democrats globalists. I don't think Democrat is really the term for them anymore. I think that's a term that we used because it was palatable for Americans to understand. But I think what they actually are is the globalists, and the globalists are the communists. And the communists are who America has been fighting since basically its inception.
Yeah.
And now they're calling them something else so that it takes our eye off the ball.
Well, fuck. I mean, here in America, we have a communist party. I mean, we have the Communist Party of America. I mean, it's like, come on.
Well, how far detached from your own reality do you have to be to back communism? If I come to you as a massive amount of group of people and I say, listen, I know everything and I want to bring you all of the happiness. The only thing you got to do is give me all of your freedom and all of your money. and I will make this happen for you. Y'all motherfuckers are going to be like, dude, this guy's on fucking meth. I don't know what else he's on, but I know it's got to be meth, because you can't be that far detached thinking that we're all going to do that, give up our freedom and our fucking and our money so that you can bring you're out of your fucking mind. But these fucking communists come up and they're like, we're going to do all of what he said. And then because it's not me, it's not a white guy or it's not an American, they're like, oh yeah, that seems right. Seems legitimate.
Well, I mean, look at certain cities that had all the promises made in the world, and yet nothing.
Hey, New York, how's them bus fares that tripled? They were supposed to be free, weren't they? Hey, ladies, you're responsible for this, because Mom Donnie only got fucking voted in because of you bitches, you liberal dumb bitches.
Worst fucking problem in America today is the liberal white women.
Yeah.
Hell, just liberals in general are just the worst fucking thing for this nation right now.
And how much of a mind fuck is that for us white guys? Like, the biggest fucking problem. Now, I go at the blacks a lot. I go at the Mexicans a lot. I go at the Middle Easterns a lot. I go at everybody a lot.
Yeah.
The biggest fucking problem in our world is the other side of my fucking team. Like, as a white person, like, liberal white women are the most devastating consequence to the world that could ever be imagined. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how the fuck we turn it around, because it seems like liberals only ever want to hang out with liberals. As soon as a liberal stops being surrounded by liberals, what happens? They immediately fucking become something else. They immediately start questioning. They immediately start thinking on their own. But as long as they're indoctrinated constantly by their surroundings, which is always liberals, that echo chamber just gets in and keeps them living in a certain way. The only way you can break these bitches of fucking liberalism is to get them the fuck away from the liberals that they only want to hang out with.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, because they won't. There's very few and far between that actually like just smarten up, because they start to question inside their head, and if they're not caught by the people that they follow, they're gonna be able to break away from that. And of course, they don't want that to happen. I mean, let's just be honest. Liberals don't want you to break away from them, because they want you to keep doing and spewing the rhetoric and all that stuff, just to keep on that whole thing. And it's just like, but every once in a while there's somebody lucky enough, a bell rings, let's just say, and somebody wakes up.
Yeah. Yeah. The bells aren't ringing enough. We need more bells. We need more bells. We need more ringing. We need more liberals to not be liberal.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, right where I live, they're doing a protest today because of that broad that got killed up in Minneapolis. Yeah. Even
you mean
though
the
more
broad
stuff
that
has come
fucking
out
chose her wife over her own children?
Yeah. The same one.
The same one that put out cigarettes on that kid's fucking arm. She picked her.
Right. Yeah, and that's the funny thing, is that these are the people that the liberals support. I mean, we saw it with what's his name up in Minneapolis, George Floyd. We saw it with that. We're seeing it with this girl. Going to be a martyr for this whole fucking thing. And it's like, you look, but see, they don't look past what is going on. They don't do the research on the people. And it's like, well, if you look into the person, like you said, she chose her wife over her kids. That's a pretty shitty fucking thing. You allow somebody to put cigarettes out on your kids, and then you choose that person. That's anti-nature. That's anti your own genetics. I mean, if you're going to turn your back on your own fucking children in favor of somebody that hurts them, who the fuck are you as a person? Like, I mean, honestly, who the fuck are you to be telling anybody how to fucking live? You got this fucking piece of shit pussy licker next to you putting cigarettes out on your fucking kid's body, and you picked that bitch over your own fucking child. Then you made that fucking child, not only did you make that motherfucker a ward of the state, so you made him everybody else's fucking responsibility, but then you gave him a stack, maybe 10 stacks of fucking mental issues that they're going to have to fucking deal with for the rest of their life,
which again becomes problems for us because financially the system is going to have to draw from the fucking populace because they're going to need to get this kid help. They're going to need to get this kid therapy. And then what happens later on when he's 32 years old and the therapy didn't work and now he's up on the fucking roof with a goddamn rifle like that piece of shit in fucking Highland Park right down the fucking street that was trying to take out people from a building top at a fucking parade.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And people are defending this fucking bitch.
Yeah, they're defending her. They're doing protests for her. Minneapolis is basically like been shut down. Like it's like a war zone there from what I'm reading and what I've been hearing and some videos I've seen. It's like, and the funny thing about that is like Tim Waltz was like, yeah, we have the, National Guard on standby. And it's like, but you're not sending them in to break this up.
And they're fucking taking down hotels now. Like they're busting windows. They're fucking trashing everything. Right. Liberals and blacks, like you can't tell them no. You just can't get through to them. Like that's just the way it is. Liberals and blacks, if you fucking tell either one of these motherfuckers no, your city's going to fucking burn.
Now, I want to point this out. We saw this play out 2019. We saw this happen then. What happened after that? What came? The big bad voodoo virus.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think's coming next? What do you think's coming next now that they're having the unrest that they just started up again?
Well, they've already...
The same fucking playbook. What do you think's next?
They've already released it. They've already fucking said that there's this other fucking thing that's doing some things. This other fucking viral infection that's taking hold here and there. They've already they're already warming you up to it, Yeah. Same reason they told everybody they're going to be eating bugs.
Yep. And here's the thing. And like this whole episode so far has been, you all are fucking falling for it. Hook, line, and fucking sinker. You're doing everything you guys did before, maybe at a bigger scale, and it's the same fucking playbook. Where were you guys at when the Ukrainian refugee that was in North Carolina, when she gets brutally stabbed by a black guy for no fucking reason, sitting on a train, gets stabbed in the neck, and you have a train full of black people, not one of them helped her. Not one. Where were you liberals at when that shit happened? Oh, that's right. It didn't fall in your fucking narrative. You sat at home with your thumb up your ass eating your bombs and watching fucking The View. You guys are fucking disgusting humans.
Yeah. And
sorry.
And it's really odd that white people are the fucking most evil to the black community when we're the only fucking people that have ever outlawed slavery.
Yeah. Yeah. We're the white people are the bad people.
We're the only motherfuckers on earth that have ever outlawed slavery.
But they don't want to acknowledge the fact it was their own fucking people selling them into slavery. It was Africans selling each other into slavery. It was Muslims selling Africans into slavery, not white people.
Right.
Sure. White people took them, but we were the ones that ended slavery. White people started the whole end to slavery. It started here and it went over into Europe.
Well, they also,
and then eventually, fucking people.
They also don't want to acknowledge that out of all of the slaves that ever got fucking moved in the transatlantic slave trade, only 3% ever came to America, and most were owned by black slave owners. Nobody wants to talk about that. But whatever.
Let's not talk about that. Then let's not talk about that. Most of and during that that whole trade route, most of the slaves went to South America.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
I have an article on that as well on my website too.
Yeah. So where does that put us as the American people now that we have this Renee Good fucking bullshit happening? We've got riots starting by liberals, and then you've got this black demographic that looks for fucking problems all the time. What is this going to do? What is this going to do? Black people fucking have a problem with authority. Here's my olive branch to you. So do I. Fuck the cops. I don't like cops. I do not agree with one of my best friends when he says that they're the best people on earth. I think he's full of shit, plain and simple, but he's one of my best friends and he's entitled to that view and he can back that view up, which I respect greatly. But I don't agree with it. I don't think cops are great fucking people. I think they were at one point, but they're not anymore. So you've got these cops that are all standing down when all of this shit starts happening. So you've got these liberals that are creating giant amounts of fucking opportunity for the people that already want to create big fucking problems for everybody and have a massive problem with authority and white people. And this is all revolving around a white person and authority. So now you've got that whole thing happening, and then on top of that, you've got cops that are standing down doing nothing. Fuck this whole fucking place. I'm so tired of being here, man. I'm so fucking tired of watching this shit crumble, and everybody just fucking, supposedly everybody wants it to be fixed, but nobody wants to fucking acknowledge how it gets fixed. And that's by moving into the fucking middle for a moment.
Yeah, moving in the middle. I mean, your eyes are going to open up. You're going to be able to see both sides. You're not going to be biased to either side. You're going to call it for what it is. I mean, I know myself, I call myself, when it comes to, I don't usually like or lean towards any Democrat talking points, especially from, politicians and stuff like that. But when I see a politician actually making some sense on that side that I can get behind, like Fetterman, I've always hated him, and I've talked about this before.
Yep.
I've never liked that guy. But when he started coming out and started vocalizing his opinion and his views on America First, the whole Democrat Party started to turn on him. Like, it's like, oh, he's going to be a fucking Republican. He's siding with the Republicans. No,
he's just coming into the middle.
Right. That's all it is. And when conservatives do that, they start to stop looking at those talking points, with the politicians, and they start coming over and they start to agree with something that one of their on the other side of the aisle says. Well, now they're coming over to the middle and they're being denounced by the right. We see it all the fucking time.
Well, and that's one of the fucking beautiful things about being in the middle that people on the left and the right don't fucking understand. Here's how it works. People in the middle are looking at people on the left, people on the right. People on the left, we don't like. People on the right, we side with mostly, but we don't like the fact that you have to be on this team, right? But then somebody from the left will start making a little bit of sense. They'll start moving over a little bit and be like Fetterman did and start being willing to talk to the other side. So then the people in the middle go, interesting. I fucking hated you yesterday, but now you're starting to make some sense. So I'm going to keep an eye on you. And then that goes on. The more that person talks, Fetterman talks about reaching across the aisle, making compromises, unifying this and that and the other thing. We start thinking about it. We keep thinking about it. And then we come to an assessment and be like, oh, so you've had a change of mind. You were this, and now you are this, and that seems better for America. So now we're going to accept you on a certain level. We're not going to bow to you as the Messiah, but we're going to accept you on a certain level. This doesn't happen on the conservative side. When the conservative side sees somebody on the left side, like take Fetterman, and they go, we fucking hate Fetterman. Fuck that guy. But then he starts making some sense and starts saying, hey, let's at least have the conversation. Let's have a rational conversation. Let's both reach across the aisle and see if we can't reach some sort of compromise. That's him distancing himself a little bit from the fucking, that deep-seated need to fucking have my team win and get him, and he's moving closer to let's have America win. But now the conservatives are going, they don't make room for him. They don't go, well, he's making some fucking sense now. Let's make a little bit of room for him. Let's not put him in the front row. He can be in the back of the fucking bus right now, but we'll let him on the bus to see how this goes. No, they're like, fuck you. Now we don't like you because you turned on your own party, so we can't trust you if you were going to come. What happens if you come to a member of our party? Now we can't trust you because you already turned your back on that one. Funny thing about that is that both of these parties are full of people that probably met their wives or their husbands while their wives or husbands were cheating on their wife or husband. Well, we can't trust you, but we'll marry you, even though we met while you were cheating on yours. Like it's unreal. Being in the middle gives you the ability to say, hey, this motherfucker's making a little bit of sense. But likewise, well, look at the right. If somebody on the right is just staunchly fucking Israel, like just bomb everything that fucking Israel says to bomb, 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 war, 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 fight, 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 death, 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 death. If
wow,
they start
like
fucking
senator,
yeah, Lindsey Graham. We got to get
just a
over
little
there and
bit.
get them minerals from Putin before he gets $21 trillion worth of fucking minerals. Somebody put something in my ass. I'm feeling a little comfortable. But anyway, when somebody on the right says something like that,
Right.
again, the middle will be like, okay, so now you're coming off of the warpath. That's good for us. That I like. I'm gonna start watching you. But the left won't make room for them. The left does the same shit. No, now you're a fucking traitor to your own party. Like, this is why I'm telling you guys, they're forcing us into boxes because they need us in boxes. They, the air quotes, the metaphorical, the cliche, the stereotype, the whatever you want to call it. It's the they that are forcing us into boxes because they need us in boxes. If none of us ever fucking got in a box, if every last one of us refused to be put in a box, they would be fucked.
Oh, they would be completely fucked up if nobody got into the box and everybody finally like woke up and refused. They would be completely screwed because they wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. They
wouldn't know what to do with a nation of free thinkers.
Oh, they know what to do. They know that we would be coming after them, which is why they have to keep us fucking stupid. They have to feed us full of fucking food that makes us dumb. They have to feed us full of propaganda that makes us dumb. They have to get us doing jobs that make us dumb. They have to have us living in routines that make us dumb. It's unfucking real.
Well, medicines, medications, big pharma. I mean, all that stuff is there for a fucking reason, folks. I mean, if you actually start to go down some rabbit holes, and I advise the listeners and people watching and listening to this, go down the rabbit holes of these things, of these talking points that we're bringing up, and you'll start to connect the fucking dots. You really will. It's not that hard.
Yeah, they don't want to connect the dots because this is you just hit it. You just hit the fucking problem. They don't want to fucking connect the dots because then they will have to admit to themselves that they are so fucking dumb they allowed themselves to get duped. Guys, let me make this appeal to you, okay? Let's bring it back to COVID. My personal belief on COVID and the belief on the reaction that we the people gave COVID. I believe firmly to my core that the reaction that we all had initially when it came to COVID, everybody that freaked out, you get a pass. You get a free pass for that because we have a reasonable expectation to be able to trust our elected and non-elected being appointed officials in these health organizations, our American government, the American media system, the global media system. We have a reasonable expectation to be able to trust these people as they tell us how much smarter than we are, they are. But here's where the fucking narrative dies. Once you started coming, you found out. Once all the information started coming out and you started getting clued in as to the bullshit the whole fucking thing was, and you still complied with that mask bullshit, you still started freaking out, you still allowed yourself to be that spineless cuck that just went around with the fucking, just went along with the narrative. That is when you became accountable for your actions. Everybody gets a free pass the first time, but after the first time, you don't get a free pass. We can apply that very simply to the political parties. If you're a member of the left or the right, and you're just starting to wake up, and you're like, "Oh my God, everything doesn't make sense. It's not okay. It's just not okay. It's not okay over there, but it's also not okay over here. Oh my God, what do I do?" Come to the middle. You get a free pass. Everybody got duped. Everybody, every last one of us, Dave, me, everybody at one point in our life, we got duped. We woke up. We accepted that we got duped and we didn't let it happen again. Be that guy. Be that gal. Yeah. The one that got duped and doesn't allow yourself to do it again.
Yeah. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Here, this is your wake up call, folks. Right here. If this doesn't do it, I don't know. I mean, we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep pushing. But eventually, more and more people are going to start waking up and finally realize like what we're seeing. Yeah. And that's what our nation needs. That's what we, the people, need. We all need to be on the same side. We all, they talk about unity and all that shit. Well, they want us to unite under their circumstances.
Yeah.
That's why they want us to unite. We need to unite, not for them, but for us.
There's only two things left in this world that are going to fucking unite the American people. All of the American people. And that is foreign boots on our fucking soil, ready for war or bringing the war to us. That will fucking put away our bullshit very quickly. And the other thing is fucking aliens. Like if the aliens land, you're going to forget that you're a Democrat. You're going to forget that you're a conservative. Could you imagine that? The aliens coming down to to Earth. We know they exist. I mean, let's just imagine them coming down in big squads to the fucking Earth. And then you really think the fucking American people are going to be like, whoa, what's going on? What the fuck's going on? Get the guns. We got to fight this. Wait a minute. You're a conservative, right? You're no? Oh, no. And the aliens are over there. Like, dude, it's not going to happen. We're going to put away our bullshit so fucking quickly, it will fucking make everybody's head spin. So why don't we just start doing that now? Why don't we just start putting away our fucking bullshit ideologies, putting them off in the darkest corner, and start adopting some new habits, some new theories, some new ideologies, like the ideology that maybe, just maybe, if a system is in place for 250 years and never unfucks itself, it's meant to be fucked, and we need to not take part in it.
Exactly. I would agree with that 100%.
Let's wrap it up there. Dave, let everybody know where they can find you.
All right, folks, you can find me on all social media at The Hammer Drops. I'm heavily active on Instagram and Facebook. While you're there, don't forget to follow and share some of the content because that really helps out as well. You can find me over on YouTube, obviously here on SavagelyLOUD as well. And, I have little link trees, so go in there, click on them, and you'll find all where you can see this beautiful face and all my rants and all my bullshit. And don't forget, Friday the 16th, folks, me, Cliff here, and Conservative Willie will be going live on the Hammer Drops. So it's going to be a banner of a show. Don't fucking miss it. We got a lot of cool stuff planned out for that one.
Fuck yeah, we do. That's awesome. I can't wait for I can't wait for your live show. To answer a question real quick, that's my rings. I get questions about what's that weird sound every now and then in the background.
You should explain those rings.
Yeah, one day. Guys, if you want to help me out, get these words out, get these truths out, you can follow me on Instagram at SavagelyLOUD. That is where I'm most active. On that page, you're going to find two links. One of those links is to the Savagely Loud podcast page. Please follow that page as well. The other link you're going to find is a simple link tree. Anywhere you want to hear my bullshit, see my rants, you can find it there, easy peasy. Ran out of breath there. Outside of that, you can find me on Facebook, X, and Rumble at SavagelyLOUD, YouTube at SavagelyLOUD Podcast, and you can email me in at SavagelyLOUD@gmail.com. I strongly suggest you do. Don't forget to like, comment, and share the material. Yes. It really does help. And don't forget to rate and review the shows on both Savagely Loud and the Hammer Drops and whatever else other podcasts you listen to. Rate and review their shows too. We're all here. There's enough space for everybody to fucking win. Let's do everybody a favor. That being said, you know what time it is. Every single episode, we get ramped up, we get amped up, we get juiced up, we get all this stuff. We don't want to walk away from the show feeling like that. So let's remind ourselves that humanity still does exist in some humans with a little segment I like to call Helplessly Human that starts a little bit like...
People can be really rough. They can be quite tough. They can get in the way, but at the end of the day, some aren't only stupid, some are hopelessly human.
Yes, they are. Some are very, very hopelessly human, and I have failed you people by not having the page up. Here it is. Okay. Oh, that's not the page. Okay, here we go.
We got it.
This one comes from goodnewsnetwork.org. It's called Gumbo Cook Worried About Regular Customers' No-Shows. Something had to be wrong. For over a decade, his routine was reliable as the sunrise. Every day around 11 a.m., the door to the shrimp basket in Pensacola, Florida would swing open and one loyal customer would walk in. Donnell Stallworth, a cook at the shrimp basket, said that the regular visitor is like everyone's grandpa. They liked him so much a few months ago. The staff threw him a party to celebrate his 78th birthday. Every day, the old man orders a cup of gumbo before heading home again. But earlier this month, the man stopped showing up. As the days mounted, concerns spread among Donnell and the staff. Where was he? Donnell was determined to find out because by this point, the old guy was something more than a customer. He was a friend. I just left work and went to his house, and I knocked on the door like 2 times, he told WEAR TV News. The third time I knocked on it, I kind of stayed up for a minute, and I knocked again, and I heard him like, help, and who is it? When I heard that it was Donnell, the man, who wasn't named for medical privacy reasons, invited him in. He was sprawled on the floor where he had been lying for days after falling. His body was badly bruised with multiple ribs broken, according to the news report. Who knows how long he would have been lying there had no one else noticed he was missing. That daily cup of gumbo and a cook who cared likely saved his life. He was in tears like, I don't even know how long I've been here, Donnell recalled. Paramedics arrived soon afterward, and the senior is now on the mend, working his way back to health with a steady diet of rehab and a cup of gumbo delivered every few days by the kind chef. But the staff is hoping that soon the shrimp basket store will swing open at 11 a.m. and smiles on both sides of the counter will stretch a little bit wider, with the gumbo tasting sweeter than before. Not all heroes wear capes. That's Hopelessly Human. That is the show. Later, guys.